Today I am so excited to bring to you what might be my favorite beanie. Hey y'all, it's Terla. It's Terla from yokieB.com. Welcome to my channel. Here I share crocheting, knitting patterns and tutorials, as well as finished projects and other fun vibrant things. I love beautiful and unique yarn, so I share a lot of that as well. And if you're interested in any of those things, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and follow along with me. This is the Bright Fade beanie. I have made it in so many different colors. I wear it all the time. Here in the mountains, a beanie is a must pretty much all winter long, whether you are outside or even inside sometimes. So I love this one because it's so easy to just throw on. I love the cozy double brim and I love the bright colors. If you've been following along with me for a while, you know how much I love color. So this is one of my favorite ways to play around with new colors, and I just love the color blocking on this beanie. I just think it gives so many fun options. I've made it in a solid color, I've made it in a two-tone, I've made it with a pom-pom. I love this project so much because it's a fun and fast knit. It's really easy. It's in a continuous round, so you're just doing knit stitches the whole time. There's not even any purling, so it's just a really fun and soothing knitting project. I can't wait to share the video tutorial with you guys. Let's get started. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video if you are interested in finding out all about my new glasses. To get started, you're going to need the color you're going to use for color A. I am using this Hobby Lobby I Love This yarn in the color Limelight, your 5.5 millimeter knitting needles, and a stitch marker. Now you're ready to cast on 70 stitches with color A. I'm going to be using the long tail cast on method, but you can use whatever cast on method you desire. The biggest thing to remember with the long tail cast on is just to make sure you have enough of a yarn tail for all of your stitches. We'll just do a quick tutorial on how to do the long tail cast on. So make a sideways U with your pointer finger and your thumb. Rest your yarn on top of your pointer finger and your thumb, the part that is not attached to the skein on your thumb side. So it's coming out this direction. So with the yarn resting on your pointer and your thumb, you will grab both yarn tails with your other fingers. So that kind of creates a triangle, as you can see. Just make sure your fingers are in a comfortable position. Grab your needle, place your knitting needle underneath that yarn that is across your pointer finger and your thumb. Place your other pointer finger on top of the yarn that is on the needle and press it firmly so that it holds that yarn in place. We're going to start to turn our thumb to the left, and that will catch your yarn underneath your needle, as you can see here. Then you will bring your needle underneath the loop that is on your thumb, picking it up but not taking it off yet. You will come around and scoop up the yarn that is resting on your pointer finger and pull it through that loop. And then you will slip it off your thumb and pull it to tighten. This will create 2 stitches on your needle. Now that you've got your stitches on your needle, it will hold your yarn in place, so it'll be a little bit easier. So we'll do that again. Start to turn your thumb to the left, place your needle underneath the loop that is on your thumb, and then come around and scoop up the yarn that is on your pointer finger, pull it through that loop, and then pull to tighten. One more time. And you will just continue doing this until you have 70 stitches on your needles. Just make sure your stitches aren't too tight. Once you have cast on your 70 stitches, you are ready to join to knit in the round. In order to do this, you'll make sure all of your stitches are straight and none of them are twisted, because you don't want to have a twisted brim. You will have your working yarn on the right hand side. Grab your stitch marker and place it on your right needle. Grab your working yarn. I knit continental style, so I hold my yarn in my left hand, but if you are an American style knitter or a thrower, then you of course will be holding your yarn in your right hand. And we're just going to begin our knit row, and this will join our work. Your first stitch might be a little loose, so just try to get it as close as possible to the edge. Okay, and we will continue to work our knit stitches all the way around. Because we are working in the round, you will be knitting all of your rows for this entire pattern. There will be no purling. You will continue knitting for rounds 1 through 29 or until your beanie measures 6 inches from your cast on edge, and I will meet you back there. Okay, and once you have reached your round 29 or your beanie measures approximately 6 inches from your cast on edge, we are going to form our double brim. So in order to do this, you'll slip your stitch marker and fold the cast on edge underneath all the way around, so that gives you the nice double brim. I love a double brim, it's so cozy. And I think it just looks really nice. Make sure that you don't miss any of the stitches so your double brim doesn't get twisted. You're going to have 1 stitch from the cast on edge to knit together with your working stitch. So there should be 1 stitch for each. So we'll begin by picking up this first stitch from the cast on edge, and now it is right next to your working stitch. Bring your yarn behind, and we will knit those 2 stitches together. So knit as you normally would. You'll just be knitting that stitch with the stitch from your cast on edge. Make sure you get the stitch that is directly next to the one you just picked up. Place that on your left needle. Bring the yarn behind and knit those 2 together. Okay, we'll do one more. Pick up the next stitch from the cast on edge with your working stitch. Bring your yarn behind and knit those 2 together. You'll just continue doing this all the way around your double brim. As you can see, it's super easy and it just gives you a really neat and squishy brim. Okay, once you've reached your last stitch, you will place the last stitch from the cast on edge, knit it with your last working stitch, and there you have your double brim. And that counts as your round 30, so now we're ready for round 31. Let's go ahead and slip our stitch marker. Grab your color B. I'm using Red Heart soft yarn in Very Pink. I will link that down below if you'd like to check it out. I feel like this looks like strawberry shortcake right now. But I always love playing around with different color combinations. I've made so many of these and it's always fun to see a new color combination come to life. Okay, so you'll begin knitting with your color B, and you will knit with color B from rounds 31 to 56, or until your color B section measures 5 inches, or approximately 5 inches. You can also go ahead and fasten off your color A. Just make sure you have a long enough tail for weaving in your ends, about 5 to 6 inches. And we'll continue on with color B. And I will meet you back when we're finished with color B. And once you reach the end of your color B section, you will slip your marker and grab your color C. I am using Hobby Lobby I Love This yarn, and I believe the color Soft Pink. We're going to go ahead and join our color C and begin knitting in the round with color C. You can go ahead and fasten off your color B. Again, about 5 to 6 inches of tail for weaving in. So for rounds 57 through 66, you will knit with color C, or until your color C section measures approximately 2 inches. And then on round 67, we'll begin our decrease rounds. So I will meet you back when we get to round 67. When you've reached your last stitch of row 66, or when your color C section measures 2 inches, you'll go ahead and do your last stitch, slip your marker, and now we're going to begin our decrease rounds. So for the next 3 rounds, we will be making decrease rounds. For me, this is round 67. So to get started on your first decrease round, you will knit 2, and then you will knit 2 together. If you've never done a knit 2 together, it is just like it sounds. Instead of knitting 1 stitch like you normally would, you will knit these 2 stitches together, just like a normal knit, and you have decreased 1 stitch. And then we're going to knit 3. 1, 2, 3, and knit 2 together again. We're going to repeat that, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together, all the way around until you get to your last stitch. I will meet you when we get there. I've reached my last, knit 3, and knit 2 together. And you should have 1 stitch remaining. We will knit that stitch and slip your marker. After this round, you will have 56 stitches. For our next decrease round, we will start off by knitting 1, and then you will knit 2 together, and then you will knit 2, knit 2 together, and you're going to repeat that all the way around until we get to the last stitch. Knit 2, knit 2 together, and I will meet you at the end of the round. Once you've reached your last, knit 2 and knit 2 together, we will knit the last stitch, slip your marker, and now we're ready for the last decrease round. So for this last decrease round, you will knit 2 together all the way around. And at the end, I will show you how to close the top of your beanie. Once you have made a knit 2 together all the way around, you will have 21 stitches. Go ahead and take your stitch marker off and leave your stitches on your needles. We are not going to bind off. We are going to cut a long enough tail to weave through all of our stitches. So maybe about 12 inches or whatever makes it comfortable for you to sew this through your loops. Grab your tapestry needle, thread your tapestry needle, and you will start with this loop on your left-hand needle and just place it on your tapestry needle, and then take it off your needle, and you'll do this for each of your stitches all the way around. Once you have woven your yarn tail all the way through all of your stitches, you will pull it to tighten, and that will close the top of your beanie. And then you will insert your needle to the inside and weave in all your ends. Just make sure before you weave in your ends that these are tight so that you don't have any holes. Just pull them a little bit to make sure that they're tight. You can even tie them if you want to. Sometimes that's what I do, just to secure them. Not too tightly so that it bunches your work, just tight enough so that they don't come apart. So I'll tie it and then weave in my ends. Guys, I do have one other exciting thing I wanted to share with you. I don't know if you wear glasses or not, and I normally wear contacts, but I am always a sucker for a good, cool frame, and I love these. I think they're so fun. So I got these from Zenni.com, and these frames were literally $6.95. Of course, then you can add on to it. I just got the anti-reflective, although they're a little bit reflective right now, as you can see. But I did get that for computer screens and driving at night. That's the only thing I added to these glasses, and so that added $4.95. So the total with shipping and everything was like $16.95 or something crazy like that. So if you're on the hunt for some new fun glasses, I really recommend Zenni.com. You just have to know your current prescription as well as a couple of other details, which I'm sure you can get everything from your eye doctor. That's where I got it from. They just sent it over by email. But I really love them, and it's just neat to be able to go get fun new frames to kind of spruce up an outfit, or if you wear glasses all the time, it's fun to have different options to go with different outfits. So if you guys do want to check them out, I'll just put the link in the description box below. I will also link this Bright Fade Beanie PDF pattern down below. It's a free download on my blog, so if you'd like the written version of it as well, just to have in your library, then I will link that down below. Thanks so much for joining me for this Bright Fade Beanie tutorial. I hope you enjoyed making your beanie. Let me know in the comments below what color combination you used, if you did 3 colors or 1 or 2, if you added a fur pom or just a regular pom-pom. Let me know all the details below, and I will see you next time. Bye! If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join me for all the fun crochet and knit things. Thanks so much for watching.